Hello, everyone. Bill here, and welcome to DSP versus the Internet, episode 65 for May 19th, 2024. As always, this afternoon is going to be a fun time where I am reacting to a variety of clips from all over the Internet as submitted by my channel members here on the channel. Ultra members of this channel get their clips watched for sure 4 times a month, once a week. Submissions tier members get their clip submissions 2 a week, put into a randomized playlist where we just kind of jump around and watch, and you get an equal chance to have your video watched every week. So thank you to the channel members who make this show possible. I really enjoy it. I was just saying to the chat, this show is something that I enjoy doing because it splits up my week. I get to do variety content. I don't have to just game all week. I like the fact that there's variety 1 day a week. So pretty awesome, and I'm very excited to do the show with you today. Remember, if you become a member, you also get access to the uncut stream. You get to watch this right away while everyone else is kind of waiting for the parts to upload over the week. You get access immediately when the show ends. So there's many different reasons to become a member here on the channel. Okay? Pretty cool. All right. I think we're just going to get started. Let's jump right in to the Ultra member clips. Now, if I'm remembering correctly, we're about to watch a movie trailer called The Fall Guy. And I believe that this movie is about stuntmen, correct? Like it's a movie about stuntmen in Hollywood or something like that. All right, let's find out. Here we go.
I was happy to be the first actor to say I did none of my own stunts, but it was important that I do some of the stunts for authenticity in the film. The whole opening sequence leads up to them dropping me 12 stories off of a building. Then I got dragged across the Sydney Harbor Bridge.
So, it's a movie about stuntmen, and in the movie about stuntmen, they're doing the work of stuntmen. Like, they're actually doing this real stunts. That's pretty insane.
Ryan has an incredible aptitude for action. That being said, we did use 4 doubles.
We created the best of the best stunt team.
All the way down to Logan Holiday, who's our driving double.
Logan is brilliant at rolling, driving, jumping.
That adrenaline rush I used to get racing, I now get that doing stunts.
Anytime there's fighting, martial arts, that's Justin Eaton.
He just really blew me away with his skill level.
We've got opportunities to really do big stuff.
All the fire burns, car hits, anything parkour-like, that's Ben Jenkins.
Ben Jenkins is just a super talented, all-around stunt guy.
I've got to do some intense, crazy stunts.
Stunts!
Troy Brown did this amazing 150-foot high fall at the end.
His dad is a legend in the stunt industry. So Troy's been doing falls since he was 5 years old.
Wow.
This is a big chapter in my life. People are
This is crazy to think, like, in any given movie, action movie that has this stuff, it's like 10 guys, right? It's not like one guy doing it all. It's like an insane group of stunt people doing all of that work. Like they said, the fighting is a martial arts guy. There's a guy who's a driver. There's a guy who takes falls, and they're all completely different. And they all come together, and you think, oh, that's the one character in the movie. I mean, that's why the movies are so larger than life, is so ridiculous. I mean, what one person could do all that shit, right? Maybe you actually are an expert at one of those things. What are the chances someone's an expert at all of them and can just do all that shit? You know, it's ridiculous, right? So I guess this is supposed to be a movie about a stuntman, but they're showing you the stuntmen behind the actor playing the stuntman, which is kind of like completely breaking the fourth wall on a movie that's supposed to be breaking the fourth wall, right? Huh.
going big on this show, breaking records, and I'm just glad to join the party.
I'm not the hero, I'm just the double.
Not today, you're not.
Huh.
In my years of
So there you go. Interesting premise for a movie. I wonder if it'll be any good, right? Under attack says stunt guys should make more than the actors. One can actually get injured and the other just plays pretend. I mean, you're right. It's kind of sad because when you think about it, it's the actor's name recognition that a lot of times bring people to the theater. But really, if the movie just sucked because there were no good stunts or whatever, then people probably wouldn't like the movie, right? That's why you really got to respect people like Jackie Chan, who usually does almost all of his own stunts over the years. I mean, now he's much older, probably doesn't anymore. But back in the day, I mean, he used to do everything himself. Like, super respect for someone like that. What a hard worker, right? Okay. Things bad doctors say. Last week, we watched the Dr. Mike video about GMOs and organic food. This week, let's see what he says. Bad things doctors say. Wait, things bad doctors say. I thought it was bad things doctors say. It's things that bad doctors say. That's actually completely different. Okay. All right, let's see what he says.
Training, I've come across plenty of doctors who weren't so great. Here are 7 doctors that if you come across, you should probably look elsewhere.
Hi, doctor.
Now, hold on. It's just like I said. I've said this recently in my content. I don't know if I said it on this show. You have to understand something when you're going to see a doctor, okay? When these doctors went to med school, okay, there were some doctors that were straight A students. Man, they aced everything. They were absolutely great academics, but also in the labs and everything, they could do everything. They learned, experienced. They're great doctors, right? And then guess what? There were doctors who still got their doctorate, and they had a D- average. The D- doctors, they're out there. The thing is, you don't know if the doctor you're seeing is the A+ or the D-, right? They squeezed by. They're still doctors. So, yeah, there's definitely going to be people out there who aren't great at what they do, but you still have them as your doctor or your lawyer or whoever, right? In addition to that, man, you got to believe that there's probably people out there that are amazing at medicine, but just aren't good people. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know exactly what the facts are, but they don't know how to present them in a way that's like morally, emotionally good for a person. Like, imagine if you're a doctor and you have to break it to someone that they're dying of cancer. There's ways to do that that are going to be better or worse than just dropping it on them like a fucking bomb, right? So, there you go. Let's see. Let's see here what he thinks these are things. Okay, the textbook expert.
Man, I just feel awful. I think I got the flu.
Yep, What symptoms are you having? Do you have a fever?
Yeah, I feel real hot.
Chills?
Yeah, some
Back
chills.
pain?
A little back pain.
Do you have a rash?
I mean, maybe I have a rash somewhere.
You have a rash somewhere? We need to shut this down.
What?
A category 4 quarantine.
Whoa.
Contact your family. Contact your family now.
Wait a minute. Doc, hold on. I just got the flu here.
You said fever, back pain, rash.
Yeah.
Smallpox. Lock down this ward and contact Billy Bob in the Atlanta office.
Oh my God.
We're gonna have ourselves an outbreak.
Oh my God, I have smallpox.
We're gonna have an outbreak.
I have smallpox.
We're gonna have an outbreak.
Oh my God.
Did you take the train here?
Yeah, I took the C train.
The C
And then I transferred to the 7 train. Oh my God, there was a kid on the train and he dropped his hat and I picked it up and handed it to him. Doc, did I give that kid smallpox?
What color was the hat?
It was red.
It's not in the textbook. We all love ourselves some house MD. But the reality is when a patient comes in and presents with some symptoms, we can't just jump to the rarest diagnosis in the book. It's gonna make life difficult for the patient, and we're gonna miss a lot of the most common presenting diagnoses. Here's how it should go.
Hey, Doc, I'm not feeling good. I have a fever, I've got chills. Yeah, my roommate said he thinks I might have smallpox.
It's more likely that you have the common cold or perhaps the flu, but we'll obviously test you for other viruses and bacteria just to make sure we're not missing anything.
Right, so you always...
Harbour, what's...
Pause, please. You always present the most common thing first. You eliminate the common things to then get to the rare thing, correct? If you didn't understand his reference to House, so in House MD, the whole idea is that this guy is a brilliant doctor, Dr. House, and he has a team of people under him, and they're always presented with the most weird, rare cases no one can figure out, and so they really have to think outside the box to what is the actual diagnosis, and the entire episode would be like, they try this, they try that, there's this weird thing, they're convinced it's this, they go to treat it, no, it's not, something else happens, and it's weird because it's supposed to be like medical drama. In reality, most medical cases are not drama. So the fact that every episode is a medical drama is just ridiculous, you know? So he's right. You shouldn't jump to the most ridiculous conclusion. At the same time, I don't think many doctors would ever do that because you would basically create yourself so many problems. Like, for example, could it be that someone who went into his office had smallpox? I mean, yeah, it could be a possibility. It's an insanely rare possibility because smallpox was all but eliminated from the world a while ago. So it's a very insanely tiny rare case that there would be smallpox, but you have to eliminate all the common things first. You get rid of the most likely scenario first before you get to the ridiculous over-the-top rare scenario. Or else what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's basically the opposite of diagnoses, of how to do it right. So I understand what he's saying. That's a bad doctor. Yeah, but is that any doctor? Would any doctor want to immediately jump to the most ridiculous thing? I don't think so. I guess I understand that's why it would be a bad doctor, but would anyone who actually does this for a job do that? I don't think so. Maybe that's what's going to be. These are just the most insane cases that would never really happen. Let's see.
Seems to be the problem today.
I'll tell you, Doc, I've been feeling really tired, like really fatigued lately.
You need this. This.
What?
This is my life's work. This is a vitamin juice-esque potion.
What does it do exactly?
It fixes it.
It fixes it?
Immunity, sleep, upsetness.
It fixes upsetness?
Fixes upsetness.
It looks like there's another label here. Did
It's
you just...
black label.
Is it FDA approved?
It's an FDA approved building and there's a rental space next door. I'm offering you a one-time for payments chance.
What is it?
It's a potion. A what?
Has this ever happened? Have you ever gone to a doctor and the doctor tried to sell you something? I don't know. It's never happened to me. Maybe that does happen though. You know where it might happen is, okay, here's an example where I think something like this might happen. A dermatologist. You go to a dermatologist because you have bad acne, and the dermatologist tries to sell you some kind of a product it wouldn't be like over the counter. It would be like, oh, this is like supposed to be like a medical grade product or something like that, right? But like, that's what I could see. Like, maybe instead of just saying, well, you have acne, so I'll give you some Retin A, and you go home and you change your diet and you do this and this, and maybe it'll fix it. Instead, they'd be like, oh, well, here's an experimental thing. Here's a new thing. Try this, try this. That's kind of like the only thing I can think of. Like, what doctor would gamble with giving you something crazy, new, experimental? It's a risk. If that patient ends up like getting sick and dying because you gave them bullshit, then you're in trouble, right? You get sued for it. So why would a doctor even take that risk, right? I don't know.
A potion. A potion. First, be skeptical if a doctor's trying to sell you a product they made themselves, especially one that has a proprietary blend. Second, if a doctor starts treating your problem before diagnosing it, before finding out what the root of the problem is, that should be a big warning sign. Here's how it should go.
Hey, Doc, I've been real fatigued lately. Is there a vitamin I could take?
Well, it's not really about a vitamin. We need to figure out why you're fatigued in the first place. We need to get to the root of the problem before we begin addressing it. Oh, hi, Mr. Grant. How are you? You know, let's talk about what seems to be the problem today.
Well, I've been having some swollen tonsils.
Swollen tonsils, okay. What have you taken?
Just some ibuprofen, some water, no prescription
Yeah,
drugs.
did you drink the water?
Yeah, I drank the water.
Why?
For hydration, I assume.
Yeah, did you think that helps? And you've seen somebody for that?
No, you're the first person I've come in and seen.
I'm the first person. You've never seen people in your life? I just want to clarify
You've
this
never
for the
seen
record.
people in your
You
life?
said I'm the first person you've seen.
You're the first medical professional I've seen for this condition.
Any exposures?
To what
The
exactly?
exposures. How is your vision?
My vision has been fine. That hasn't been a problem.
The vision has been fine. So swollen glands with excellent vision, and that's your complaint today?
Could you look at me in the eye?
I'm looking at your chart, and I see everything I need to know.
Okay, I haven't had this happen to me specifically, but I've been doctors where they basically want to get all your information into their system, and so they talk to you, but then they just keep typing, and it's like, could you just do that later? Like, could you like maybe listen to me and take notes and try to help me, and then later put my information into your database? But I think what it is, sadly, it's like I just said, you got the doctors that are the A+, you got the doctors that are the D-. And I think that there's some doctors that are working for lower end healthcare, government provided, lower end health insurance coverage. And those doctors are so crunched for time. They literally are going to see an insane amount of patients in one day. So they don't even have the time to like treat you nicely, have a conversation. They just got to immediately get your information, get it in the system, try to help you onto the next, onto the next, onto the next, right? At least I've gotten that I've gotten that vibe before. So maybe that would be the situation with this doctor just in there and hurry up and then get you the fuck out, and then they would be like this.
See
in the
that
eye,
you're a
doctor.
non-compliant patient
Doctor,
who
look
doesn't
me in
take
the
their
eye.
medication.
Look at me, doctor.
And I just don't want to.
Doctor, look
frankly,
at me.
I don't know why we're here, but
Look
I'm
at me,
setting your
doctor.
It was a pleasure meeting you. Being a good doctor or diagnostician means connecting with your patients. If you're just staring at the computer and not looking at the patient, you're going to miss nonverbal cues, and you're not going to form a healthy doctor-patient relationship, thereby decreasing trust in you by the patient. This is how it should go.
Hey, Doc, I've got some swollen tonsils, real irritated. I think I might have tonsillitis.
All right, well, I'm gonna ask you a few more questions and then do a physical exam, and then we'll come up with a plan of action to help you out. We met last year.
Yep.
We said we're gonna start an exercise plan. I have it documented
We did
here.
say that.
My nurse says still no exercise?
Well,
what's...
you know, exercise takes a lot of time, and I've been lucky enough to have a pretty full schedule the last year.
You lied to me, so
You lied
first
to
let's
me.
mark poor patient compliance.
I didn't lie to you.
You said I'm going to start.
Yeah, I did
lie,
say that. That was.
Lie. Do you
Lie,
think that's good for
lie,
your overweight, morbidly obese body?
I don't know if I'd go as far as say I'm morbidly obese.
Do you see what you look like?
Every day when I get up and look in the mirror.
Yeah, you've had multiple casual sexual encounters, 1 drink a week. Do you need a drink a week? You told me you had no time.
I had no.
Gen Z, do you want me to make a TikTok dance? Facts, spinning facts. Gone are the days of the doctor barking orders at patients in order to tell them what to do. It's a teamwork-based approach. The patient has to understand why you're giving certain instructions, why your recommendations are the way that they are. And if you don't have that, you don't have anything. This is how it should.
Well, I will say this, though. All right? Let's say you go to the doctor, and the doctor literally says, okay, here's your problem. You need more exercise. You need to eat healthier. You need to have this plan in effect. And then you go a year, you go back next year, and you didn't do those things. I mean, I don't think the doctor should shame you, but the doctor has the right to say, so just so you know, this is what we talked about last year. It's a year later. None of it's happened. So your condition won't improve until you take action. I think the doctor has the right to say that. And sadly, I feel what it is, a lot of people today are so fucking sensitive, especially about things like weight. They don't want to be told to their face that they're weak or they're doing something wrong and they didn't listen. So they just can't take, oh my God, wait, what? I'm obese? They can't even take, what? What did you just say to me? I'm obese. Oh, I'm offended. I'm out of here, right? It's like, they shouldn't shame you, but at the same time, you're not going to the doctor to get your ass kissed. You're going there for medical opinions and medical advice and help. Do you want them to fucking lie? So if you go to the doctor and they say, oh no, you're fine. 350 pounds? Oh, you're fine. And then you die the next year. Isn't that the doctor's fault because they didn't tell you the truth? So, yeah, I feel like it is kind of a 50-50 thing. I don't think the doctor should be like, oh, fucking talking down, shame on you. But at the same time, if the doctor's honest with you and you fail to do what the doctor said to improve your position, then you have no right to ever be offended or anything like that, right?
Go. Do you want to begin an exercise regimen? You seemed excited about it last time.
I mean, I would be interested in it. It's just hard to find the time.
Well, maybe we could talk about some options about scheduling your time in a slightly different way. Maybe I can give you options of local gyms in the area. We can discuss even workouts that take as short as 10 minutes. How do you feel about that? Mr. Bob, it looks like your appendix needs to come out. We need to perform the surgery stat.
Oh,
we say
no.
stat.
Are you serious?
Serious as a cucumber.
Is there another option here? Is there a drug you can give me? A pill, maybe?
Should we run this back? I came in, I said you need surgery.
I'm just really afraid of that.
Are you afraid of no longer living?
Yeah, I'm really afraid.
Yeah, so we need the surgery.
Is there like a physical therapy option I could try?
For your appendix.
How long is the recovery period?
The recovery period is exactly as long as it needs to be.
Can I have half an hour to decide?
Half an hour? You don't have 5 minutes.
Really? Am I gonna die?
No, but we're rushing. If as a doctor, you're gonna get mad at your patients every time they ask a question, you're just not gonna ask questions. And when you have an uninterested or an unengaged patient, you're gonna have worse outcomes. This is how it should go.
Oh my gosh, really? I have to take it out?
Yeah, we do have to take it out, but look, I'm gonna talk you through that entire process. We're gonna discuss the risks, the benefits, and really what you should expect going into the surgery and afterwards with the recovery. You can ask me any question and I'll get right to it. Mr. Feldman,
Yeah, you know what? That wasn't different. That really wasn't different. What it was is the patient was afraid of the treatment. Like, for example, let's say I went to the doctor, my back is killing me. So they do the MRI. Dude, you have a severely herniated disc. If we don't operate immediately, that thing's going to burst. Well, I'm afraid of the operation, right? so I don't want to do it. Go, you need the surgery. Okay, there's other things I can do. I'm telling you, you're beyond those things. You need the surgery. Well, you have the right to leave that doctor's office and go get a second opinion. That's fine. But understand you're putting yourself at the increased risk. I don't even think that the two approaches were different. In the first approach, the patient just like was completely obstinate and didn't want to even listen. In the second approach, the doctor was like, don't worry, I'll be nice. I'll talk you through it. The patient might have still said, no, I still don't want to do it. I'm still afraid of it. So that one I actually think wasn't a very good example, honestly. Bloomkid did a super chat and says, if you need the doctor to tell you being 350 pounds isn't healthy, you might be beyond help. You would be surprised, Bloomkid, in the United States, how many people are long beyond help. Because I hate to say it, there's just a lot of people in this country that don't have any common sense whatsoever. None. And with no common sense, you can't help certain people. You can't convince them that a lifestyle is unhealthy if somehow they have brainwashed themselves to think that being a certain way is healthy. You know what I mean? Okay, we'll do like one more and then we'll move on.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. You see, I've got a little back pain.
Lower back?
I mean, kind of. It's in a few places.
It hurts a lot? Sciatica.
If I lift up my shirt here, you can
Why are you lifting up your shirt?
Well, this is where my back has been hurting.
I know, it's in the area of sciatica.
And there was something else going on, though. So you see my wrist? My right wrist has been feeling a little numb and strange lately.
Do you have a keyboard?
Yeah.
Do you have a keyboard? Carpal tunnel. Google it. You have it.
Could you look at it, though? Like,
Am I not looking at it? I'm looking at you. Is your wrist attached?
Yes, if you could just...
I don't need to see it. Put the carpals down.
I have seen this one happen way too often. Without a proper physical exam, without visualizing and palpating the area, you're not gonna make a correct diagnosis. You're just flat out guessing and being lazy. Here's how it should look.
I've got some back pain and my wrist has been hurting. I looked some stuff up. I think I've got sciatica and carpal tunnel.
Well, look, it's important that we do a thorough history and physical exam to make sure that we're not missing anything. Those diagnoses have to be done with a thorough physical exam. So let me check both of those out for you. Blood pressure today is 128/82.
Oh, the referologist, the doctor just doesn't want to do anything, so they just give you 100 referrals. That's true too. A lot of the times if you go to a general practitioner doctor who's supposed to be like covers general conditions, what'll happen is they'll be like, well, I'm not a specialist in what it sounds like this is, so I'm going to send you to a specialist. Yeah, but you're a general practitioner. You should at least be able to get me through the initial steps to give me an initial diagnosis that I probably have something, not just immediately pass me off. Because here's the problem with the American healthcare system. I can tell you this specifically from experience with my ear problem that I had in 2020. I go to see the general practitioner in the, what do they call it, the emergency clinic. Oh, you have an ear infection. Yeah, I already knew that. I know I have the ear infection. Okay, I'm going to send you to the specialist. Then why did I have to come to the general practitioner? Because that's how the system works. You go to the general guy first. He's the gatekeeper to get you to the specialist. Well, guess what? The specialist's appointment was fucking 3 months wait. Do you think I still had the ear infection 3 months later? Right? By then, I had already figured out if I just stop wearing headphones and I don't use Q-tips anymore, the ear infection will go away. So by the time that I can actually get to the referral guy, the specialist, I don't need them anymore. So what's the point? And that's what I mean. Like, our American healthcare system is kind of broken in that way, where you can't just go right to the doctor you need immediately. Like, you should think, oh, I have an ear infection. Okay, go see the ear doctor. No, you can't do that. You got to go to the general guy who then passes you on, and now you got to wait months. Like, this is stupid as shit. Just let me go right to the fucking doctor who's the specialist for my issue, right? Anyway. All right, that was a decent video. I liked it. Let's do one more before we split the part. Oh, Candyland Productions. How nice.
Your life is like a movie, and you're the main character. So why wouldn't you make it the greatest movie you've ever seen?
Wow.
We all like a bit of the good life. Some the money, some the drugs, others the sex game, the glamour, or the fame. But a rock and roller, oh, he's different. Why? Because the real rock and roller wants the fucking lot.
A rock and roller.
Who is Bobby?
So this is literally a video. It's the name of the channel is Bobby Misner or Meisner. And this is, I guess he made this video. I'm sure he didn't make it. He probably produced it. I mean, he paid for people to make it. I guess people followed him around to see what a billionaire's son actually does with his time. Let's fast forward a little bit. Is this him?
At a very young age. My mother has to be the sweetest person I know in the world. Not having a dad around, I misbehaved a lot. She always saw me as a perfect child. So I got away with a lot more than I should have. This meant that I had to move to a lot of different schools, 10 to be exact. I didn't grow up rich and I didn't grow up poor. I was fairly average, and I didn't know my dad had a lot of money until I turned 15. This is when he sold his company for $300 million. Then my life changed forever.
So he was normal until he was 15, and then when he was 15, he became insanely rich. Okay.
I moved to Europe. My dad started getting a lot of nice things. We got a villa in Saint-Tropez.
Hello, operator. Can you give me number 9?
Penthouses in Monaco.
I'll see you later.
A home in London.
Can you give me back my dick?
Super yacht.
Tell me I'll see you later.
Private jet with our family name on the tail number.
Bring the paper.
Oh my god. Wait a minute. All that for only $300 million? It's weird because he says life of a billionaire son, but he said his dad sold a company for only $300 million. Where did the billion come from? Did he invest it really, really wisely? $300 million for what he's describing? Like, he probably ate right through it, right? Each of those homes probably cost millions and millions. The jet probably cost millions, right? So I wonder. Well, let's fast forward a little bit more. Oh, he's talking. I actually want to hear him talk.
Them as a spoiled brat. Yes, my dad has a private jet, and I love flying in it. Yes, my dad has a mansion and cars, and I love making videos with them. Who wouldn't? But I have never pretended that those things were something that I earned. And I recognize that my dad is the one who worked hard for them. This is why I have the ambition to work hard enough to achieve a successful life of my own, and break the stereotype of all rich kids being lazy, spoiled, and relying on their trust funds. If I was going to survive in this world, I needed 2 things. 1, discipline. 2, friends in high places.
Wait, what? Now listen to what he just said. 1, discipline. Okay. 2, friends in high places. What? Wait, hold on. I want to make it on my own in this world, but I need friends in high places to do it. Then you didn't make it on your own. He immediately contradicted himself in this statement. I get the notion and desire that he wants to make it on his own, but literally the 2 criteria he had, one of them is false, right? Like, what are you talking about? Yeah.
I was finally free. I never limit myself. I'm wildly ambitious. You don't need to put yourself inside a box, especially in this day and age.
Why would you when you're filthy rich? The reason people have limitations is because they don't have the ability to do whatever they want at any moment because they're not filthy rich. You have no limitations because you're rich.
But like most kids, I still had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. 3 things my dad's always said you need for success. First, an idea. Then, a lot of hard work and time. Third, you need some luck. So, if I was going to create my own world, I needed to know how to make money. And since he knows how to do that better than anyone, I began to work for one of his companies at Abbey Road Studios, London. It's where the Beatles recorded. These 2 years gave me more knowledge and experience in business than any university could have.
That's right. And no one else could get that opportunity but you. Because your dad owns the company, you got that job and opportunity. Anyone else that wants it has to line up and compete and go to school, and you just got right into it. So again, your whole notion that I'm making something for myself is false because you're getting it because of your dad.
Now it was time for me to start following my own dreams. This was film and fashion. To Los Angeles, California. When I first moved out here, I imagined my life to be like a movie. Girls sipping cocktails by the swimming pool, fast cars through the hills, the craziest parties. Guess what? Most of it came true.
Because you're rich. So you got to do those things. It's just like, okay, when I was in college, my first semester, we were given a corner room in the college. It was very rare, but we got a corner room. It was me and my roommate. We were both from the same high school, and we had our own bathroom, which most people didn't have. They had to go to the common bathroom. It was like a big ass room. So because we were given the corner room, we were able to hold parties. And every weekend we would have a party. We would have all people from the dorm come and party at our place. And we were the guys everyone liked. Everyone wanted to be friends with us because we had the corner room where everyone could come party every single weekend, right? When you get opportunities better than others, right? Then you become popular and you become affluent and you become the in crowd. And then you get to do that stuff. Not everyone that goes to Hollywood gets to do the shit he's describing. The whole idea of the video, oh, so this is how I tried to make my living. This is, you know, I wanted to really stand up for myself and say it wasn't because my dad gave it to me. And then literally every single thing he's described is because his dad is rich. Every single thing. I have friends in high places. I was able to work for a company and get experience no one else can get. I was filthy rich, so I went to LA, immediately started throwing parties. It's like, yeah, dude. Like, what did you think it would be? Exactly. I just want to see the very end of it.
We decided to create our own brand, one that represents the kind of kids we are: misfits, delinquents, creatives, individuals, filmmakers, different, destructive, crazy, ragers, so that when you were
rich, you could do whatever you want because most people can't be those things because if they were, they go to jail. But you're rich, so you don't. You get away with it.
Clothes, it makes you feel like you're conveying a message of who you are. Anyway, I can only hope my story has inspired you to follow your dreams. Be more creative, not care what people think about you. Think differently. So leave a comment and let me know what you think, because it means a lot to me to understand how you feel. And subscribe, because I still have a lot of crazy stories to tell.
I know. Follow your dreams. Wait, but you were rich. Literally, this guy, he woke up one day, became rich at 15 and said, I could just do whatever I want for the rest of my life. Like, literally, he could fail at anything and just do something else because he has unlimited funds, unlimited support, right? Everyone else, it's like, you got to bust your ass to even get your chance to do something in life. And even then, it takes an incredible amount of luck and hard work. And, you know, for this guy, he could just fail, and he's fine. Wow, what a great video. That really, let me tell you, that video has inspired me. I'm going to really motivate myself to go out there and bust some ass now, man. Right? All right, anyway, that was a fascinating video, actually. Thanks for watching DSP versus the Internet, episode 65. I'll be back with part 2 shortly. See you then.